Good morning, students. Today talk about land pollution. Land pollution means soil is being polluted by various polluting agents. Because of the pollutants, the physical and chemical factors of soil get contaminated and become harmful. Soil constitutes the upper crust of the earth, which supports land, plants, and animals. Soil pollutants is defined as the addition of substances in the soil which adversely affect the physical, chemical, and biological properties of soil and reduces the productivity. Is in other words, the contamination of soil with excess of chemicals, fertilizers, insecticides, herbicides is known as soil pollution. Soil pollution may be either due to human activities or natural sources or by both. It is caused due to soil erosion, decrease in plant nutrients, decrease in microorganisms, expanses or deficit of moisture content, high fluctuation of temperature, etc. As the process of soil formation is slow, it can be considered as non-renewable resources, which makes the problem of soil pollution more acute and serious. Causes of land pollution. The following factors are the main causes for soil or land pollution. Soil erosion. The loss of superphysical layer of the soil is called soil erosion, and hence the name for the removal of the top layer of the soil is called soil erosion. Following two major factors responsible for soil erosion are water, wind. Water erosion. Water erosion is maximum during heavy rainfall. This occurs mainly in the slopy or hilly areas. Erosion by rainfall and running water. Water is the movement of soil by rainwater, including method snow water, rapidly overexposed areas of land. This rainwater carries the soil particles, which leads to easy erosion of the top layer. Wind erosion. It is the fast flowing wind or soil erosion. Air soil particles carried to this fast flowing air or wind is called wind erosion. This type of erosion commonly seen on these areas which are the near oceans, lakes and rivers. The cultivated land, when comes in contact with the wind violently, that takes away spongy organic matter, and when sandy areas come in contact with the wind, it takes away sand, which when come in connected with agriculture areas, render them unproductive. Deforestations. Deforestations means cutting or felling of trees, thus exposing the soil to erosion. Trees have the ability to hold the water and soil particles deep into the earth. They also avoid erosion by wind due to their large and open crowns or canopies. As such area cleared of the trees or forests will be more prone to erosion. Agriculture. Agriculture has become a major cause for soil erosion. Such as area Nitrogens, fertilizers, ammonia, DDT, etc. lead to the distribution of important plant species and animal species of the soil. Fertilizers, irrational use of chemical fertilizers affect the crop plants and leach into the water table and become part of the underground water, thus polluting the soil. Nitrogenous fertilizers produce toxic amounts of nitrate and nitrates in the fruits and leaves. Chemicals, both solid and liquid wastes from industries like cadmium, iron, tin, copper, mercury, aluminum, zinc, calcium and cyanides enter soil through water or acid rain, causing soil pollution. The fluoride check photosynthesis in plants and cause abscission of fruits and leaves. Pesticides, the irrational use of fungicides, insecticides, pesticides and herbicides in the form of DDT, PHC, malathion, altrin, etc. damage population of underside beyond plant species and yells of desired microorganisms on the soil. Industrial and technical development. The industrial development has given economic prosperity, but it has also created manifold environmental problems. The invention of productive technology in recent years to increases the productivity of industrial products is also closely related to the environmental crisis. The rapid rate of industrialization along with the productive technology have resulted into rapid rate of exploitation of natural resources. Consumerism, the development of civilization of result of scientific innovator and technological and has led consumerism culture in the human society. This consumerism is also leads to the environmental pollution like soil or land pollution. The people are consuming more fruits, vegetables, flowers, etc. Mining activities also lead to the erosion of this upper layer as during mining of minerals from earth crust. Various other production are also formed. Developmental activities. All the developmental activities like construction of buildings, dams, industries, recreational parks, etc. ultimately utilize this natural resource, land and soil, which lead to erosion. Earthquakes. An earthquake is the vibration, sometimes violent, of the earth surface that follows a release of energy in the earth's crust. This energy can be generated by a sudden dislocation of segments of that crust by a volcanic eruption or evenly by man-made explosions. Most destructive quakes, however, are caused by dislocations of the crust. The crust may first bend and then when the stress excites, the strength of the rocks break and snap to a new position. To the process of breaking, vibrations called seismic waves are generated. These waves travel outward from the source of the earthquakes along the surface and through the earth and at varying speeds depending on the material through which they move. Some of the vibrations are of high enough frequency to the audible, while other are of very low frequency. These vibrations cause the entire planet and quiver and ring off like a bell to running folk. Volcanoes destroy and volcanoes have played a key role in forming and modifying the planet upon which we live. More than 80% of the Earth's surface above and below sea level is a volcanic origin. Over geologists countless volcanic eruptions, mountains, plateaus and plains which subsequent erosion and weathering have sculpted into the majestic landscape and formed fertile soils. Unscientific land use. It refers to the exploitation of land for agricultural, industrial, residential, recreational or other purposes. Increasing population and industrial expansion have generated urban sprawl with thousands of square miles of open space being taken over annually for housing and business. As a result, congestion and widespread pollution. Radioactive elements. Radioactive elements are those which continuously emit harmful radiations. Radioactive materials from nuclear explosion and radioactive waste from nuclear reactors accumulate in the soil. Biological agents. Pollution due to activities of living communities such as exterior of man, animal and birds. Disposition of sludge as a manure on the agricultural fields cause many diseases. Other things, substances like paper, plastic, rubber, cloth, leather, scrap materials like tin, asphalt, iron, lead, copper, fly ash, discarded building material, discarded autos, refrigerators, etc. also cause serious disposal problems and emit foul smell when thrown openly on the soil. Then consequences or effect of soil land pollution. First one, floods. Floods are due to heavy rainfall and deforestation in the upper hilly areas when forests are cut to the large extent. The water does not absorb in the soil, which leads to the flowing of water in the low-lying areas causing flood. The run of the also rises the seabed and river bed, which results in floods. Aridation. This means drying up of the lands up to the extreme that a very new plants or no plants grew on it. This aridity is due to the soil erosion as lower layers of earth are exposed to atmosphere which are rocky. This aridity leads to disorder formations, depletion of nutrients. With the soil run or erosion The organic matter present on this upper layer is also sourced away, which leads to minimizing the nutrient value of soil, thus rendering of it infertile. The forests have been destroyed so rapidly and ultimately causing several serious environmental problems like floods, droughts, soil erosion, sediment load of the river situation, intensification of greenhouse effect, etc. The agricultural development degrades the environmental in various ways through application of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides, increase irrigation facilities and amount of irrigation, changes in biological communities, sufficient use of nitrates, increase the toxicity of the drinking water in human industry. The activity of bacteria changes the transport, resulting respiratory disorders. Excessive use of chemical fertilizer causes soil degradation, resulting in increasing the salt content of the soil. Mine dust damages vegetation due to particulate materials. It affects human beings also and even the animals. The concentration of PHC, DDT and altrin, etc., which are chlorinated hydrocarbons, rises with the rise of trophic levels, biological amplification. These affect nervous system, cause general hemorrhage and cancer, etc. The invention of productive technology in recent years to increase the productivity of industrial, the product is also closely related to the environmental crisis. The rapid rate of the contributions and the productive technology have resulted into rapid rate of exploitation of natural resources. Radioactive minerals from nuclear exploitation and radioactive waste from nuclear explosion and radioactive waste from nuclear reactors accumulate in the soil when plants in it ground. So faculty sanitation, wastewater deposition and open defecations, etc., also causes soil present pollution, posing danger of life system. Improper irrigation practices is area with growth and may lead in crop failure. Above said are the some main consequences of soil or land pollution. Remedies are measures to control soil and land pollution. Reforestation, the killing of areas in which the soil erosion is the maximum need soil concentration Then remedies are measures to control soil or land pollution, reforestation, the hilly areas in which the soil aeration is maximum, need soil conservation measures. Reforestation means planting of trees which are quick growing and provide efficient plant cover, the prevention of and soil erosion, plantation of shelter belts and other wind breaks prevent the soil erosion by winds. The plant spices due like scarecrow. Agronomic methods. These include contour planting or biological at night angles to the slopes to check flow of water down the hills to avoid soil erosion and is called contour planting. Contour furrows should be made on steps to hold the turn of water and soil. Contour cropping. There are alternate strips of densely growing crop covers which prevent soil erosion. Mulching, the plants and animals are not burned and after decomposition used as humus. Lay forming crabgrass rotation in agriculture is called lay forming. This checks soil aeration and hold soil particles in the roots of grasses. Construction of dams. Contribution of dam. Floods are regular feature every year in rivers. Floods are the major cause of remedies are measures to control soil or land pollution, reforestation. The hilly areas in which the soil erosion is maximum need soil conservation measures. Reforestation means planting of trees which are quick growing and provide efficient plant cover for prevention of soil erosion. Plantation of cellar belts and other wind breaks prevent soil erosion by winds. The plants species like manjo, synodin, diathlon, etc. are recommended for desert areas to check sand sifting. Agronomic methods. These includes contour planting or ploughing at right angles to the slopes to check flow of water down the hills to avoid soil erosion and is called contour planting. Contour furrowing. Furrows should be made on slabs to hold the turn of water and soil. Contour cropping. There are alternate strips of densely growing crop covers which prevent soil erosion. Mulching. The plants and animals are cut, burned and after decomposition used as humus. Lay forming crop rotation in agriculture is called lay forming. This checks soil erosion and told soil particles in the roots and cases. Construction of dams. Floods are a regular failure every year in rivers. Floods are the major cause of soil pollution and erosion. This heavy erosion can be checked by construction dams, and these dams provide water for irrigation and in the process unfertilized land can be converted into fertile lands. Controlled grazing. Excessive grazing renders land barren and the soil particles then exposed become dry. The underground roots become weak due to lack the flow change to soil becomes array and weak, which is easily eroded by wind and water. Soil fertility. The fertility of the soil should be maintained by green manuring and using biofertilizers to restore the nutrients. Only fertile soil supports crop, which ultimately adds to the economic and organic constitutions of the soil. National Land Resource Conservation and Development Commission remarked that uncontrolled grazing, felling of trees, shifting cultivation and faulty agricultural methods are main the causes. Forests should be developed to filtering of industrial and mining areas because only good vegetation over the waste dump can prevent harmful nature of pollutants. Environmental safe energy should be adopted on large scale as the conventional energy sources contribute towards pollution. Use of pesticides and chemical fertilizers should be done with care and minimized. Proper biological measures should be adopted. Cropping techniques should be improved to check weeds and weedicides. Use of biofertilizers and natural manures reduces the need for chemical fertilizers and in a consequence reduces soil pollution. Wind breaks and wind shield in areas exposed to wind erosion. Planting of soil binding grasses and forestation can check soil erosion, deforestation and land degradation. There should be proper forest management. Special fields in low-lying areas be selected for dumping of industrial waste. Pneumatic pipes help in transferring wastes from collecting sites to the depositing places. It is highly economical. Afforestation should be carried out on barren areas. Recycling and recovery of material is a reasonable solution. Agriculture wastes, corn cobs, paddy husk, bran, sugarcane carcasses, tobacco, jute, fibrous coat of coconut shell, stems, etc. are used in paper and board making. Paddy husk is also useful animal feed. Paper, old books, notebooks, magazines, newspaper, etc. are converted into new paper in the paper industry. Plastic and glass pieces are recycled for many useful purposes. Public awareness programs should be adopted on large scale as the conventional energy sources contribute towards pollution. Proper control methods should be adopted. Above said are the some of important measures to be taken to control soil or land pollution. Mine depletion of nutrients. Mine dust damages my vegetation due to particulate materials. It affects human beings also and even the animals. The concentration of PHC, DDT and alterine etc. which are chlorinated hydrocarbons rises without the rise of trophic level due to chlorinated hydrocarbons rises with the rise of trophic level of biological amplification. The invention of productive technology in recent years to increases the productivity of industrial. The product is also closely related of the environmental crisis. The rapid rate of industrialization among with the productive technology have resulted into rapid rate of exploitation of nature resources. Exodus of population from rural areas to urban and commercial centers are responsible for the environmental degradation and pollution. The problem was further exacerbated by unplanned expansion of cities and towns. The urban areas suffer from the own flight squatter settlements, lack of sanitation and water supply, overcrowding, congestion of pollution, radioactive minerals from nuclear exploitation and radioactive waste from nuclear exploitation. Reactors accumulate in the soil where plants are grown, so deformates and also process the traces of this which indirectly enter the human body, causing great damage. Radioactive dust from mining and uranium processing finds its way into the soil through water. Faculty sanitation, wastewater disposal and open defecation, etc. also cause soil pollution, causing damage to life system. Improper irrigation practices in areas with poorly drained soil may result in salt deposits that inhibit plant growth and may lead to crop failure. Above are the sum of main consequences of soil or land pollution. Consequences of effects of soil or land pollution. Aridation. This means drying up the lands of the extent that where very few plants or no plants grew on it. This aridity is due to the soil erosion as lower layers of earth are exposed to atmosphere which are rocky. This aridity leads district formation. Thank you.